So, just a couple days ago, Kei Arana took to X, dropping a post in English to address something going on within the Gachiakuta community. If you're a fan of Gachiakuta, you've probably already seen or heard about it, but for those who haven't, this is what she had to say. I've previously asked people not to turn the cover design into a template, yet some are still doing it. Comments like Gachiakuta is only popular because of Gachiakuta OCs or are you denying our creativity are missing the point. Please understand the boundary between fan works and the official material. I am using a translation app. That last line of text to the post is extremely important, and Chibi Reviews made a point I wholeheartedly agree with in his own video on this topic. Arana used a translation app to write this post in English, when normally their posts are written in Japanese and then translated into English with Grok. So if her posts are already translated into English, why did she write the post in English with the help of a translation app instead of in Japanese? It's because the Japanese fans aren't the ones causing a problem within the community and needing to be addressed. It's an entirely Western audience problem. Now, there have been plenty of fans defending the author's stance in the post, but here's a few quote reposts from Western fans over her wish to have fan art be distinctive from the original material. Never seen a mangaka hate their own fan base this much. I can't wait to make a Gachiakuta OC, the way Arana would genuinely start moving to my address. Wow, I'm so excited to make a Gachiakuta OC. I love the work. Kei Arana. You can probably see what's going on here. These people who took what Arana said and are twisting it to seem like she hates her fans for making OCs, which is not the case. The problem she's referring to is people taking manga covered designs and using them as a template for their fan creations, which can lead to people confusing fan created characters with the original source material. The people complaining here, I'm just gonna say it, aren't true Gachiakuta fans. In Arana's post, it also implies that there are people saying that Gachiakuta wouldn't be as successful or have blown up without their OCs. I have no idea what kind of copium you have to be huffing to think that, but I can say this. I recently started getting into Gachiakuta, and there hasn't been a single thing that's made me like the series that was a fan work. It's 100% been because of the original source material and the fantastic dub it received. Anyone who thinks this series Arana crafted wouldn't have been successful without the fandom's content is entirely delusional. The characters, art style, and feel of the series are a unique breath of fresh air that's one of several standout mangas and animes ushering in a new golden age for the medium. I actually used to craft up OCs and fan characters for series I love when I used to write in the past, but never once did I feel my own creations were better than the creator's work that inspired me. So, watching people try to claim their fan content is why Gachiakuta is successful is incredibly frustrating, especially since it's people within the Western audience specifically causing the problem and giving those of us who respect Kei Arana a bad name. There's already people who believe that Japanese media shouldn't be brought over to Western countries because of people like this who invade fan bases and do nothing but try to cause problems. And that's because this isn't the first and likely won't be the last time fake fans try to co-opt the series for their own agenda. In the quote reposts, there are people seeing parallels to what happened within the My Hero Academia community that believe the same people flocked to Jujutsu Kaisen and Gachiakuta after causing ample problems for Horikoshi. While it's hard to say definitively, there have been people who flock from one fanbase to another, stirring up trouble whenever they go. Which is why gatekeeping, in my opinion, is not a bad thing, and should be done more fervently. As anime and manga grew to become more mainstream like they are today, there's been a push to accept more people into communities and broadening fan appeal for more success. But the wider you open the gates and more people let in, the higher the chance of letting in people who want to reshape and push changes for the original source material. This has been a long standing problem dating back to likely well before even the documented cases of people sending death threats to Kishimoto and Kubo for directions they wanted to take with their own manga series. And it's about time the community for Gachiakuta put its foot down to filter these people out. There shouldn't be any room for those who don't respect the author's wishes and think they're the ones responsible for making a series great. Gachiakuta stands on its own merits, and they need to get over their narcissistic self-importance. Anyway, that's it for this video. If you enjoyed, consider liking and subscribing for more rant discussion style videos, and thanks for watching.